Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Nigeria Now on Equal Television, where we keep you updated with the happenings in the country. Quite a number of things are happening, but we will just be looking at a few of those main things, and then we hope that you can drop your comment, your views on any of the story we will be discussing this afternoon. I am Sele Lashidasha. I'll bring this program alongside Rachel Tanzi. Good afternoon, Rachel.
Afternoon, Sally.
All right, without much waste of time, we would love to dive into the discussion for the afternoon. We would love to start with the Ariwa Consultative Forum, which we started a conversation in the morning during the paper review, talking about the dailies, where we saw that they are moving against the policies of the President Tinubu. And you remember, Rachel already started this conversation where they said that they would prefer to suffer under a northern leader than under a leader that is not from the north, and they feel that it's even more preferable for a northern leader because you understand the plight of the north. And I remember you and I were talking about the fact that being the president of the country, you're not a president of a particular region. You're a president for everybody eventually. So it's not like they will move the government house from where it is presently to your state, and then here it is. I remember you saying the fact that this statement coming from them is quite insensitive, in as much as that they feel that some of the policies of the president is insensitive. But I just want to have your deeper take concerning this comment coming from the Ariwa Consultative Forum regarding the policies and also insecurity presently in the north.
I said I would have to start this conversation by looking at what precisely are the policies that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have brought out ever since entering office. And then let's see if truly is against the north or it's against a certain region. We would want to look at, first of all, fuel subsidy removal, and is petrol and the consumption, and is the entire Nigeria that goes through the daily struggles of subsidy removal in this country currently. A matter of fact, recently when there have been so many protests, we've had this very forum coming out and saying they will not be a part of the protest. Almost like, oh, the Nigerians that are feeling the pain can go out there and speak. And we know where the majority of people who participated in these protests came out, voicing out their cry concerning what is happening in the country. Then we can talk about the floating of our currency, which and we are now is at the mercy of the importers and exporters and all of that, and looking at how it has depreciated as against the naira, the dollar. These are the two major policies that have been put in place by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and so far so good. It is an entire national problem. Then we can go down to the recent one, which I believe that this is the one that the most recently that we have the northern governors kicking against, and now we are having this Ariwa forum coming out, and which is concerning taxes. Yeah, exactly, in the country. And then their cry is that is going to impoverish the already impoverished northern region. And then the question is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu responsible for the poverty in the north? That is the question you should ask, rather than pointing fingers to him saying he is going to impoverish, because now the vast majority of people in the north are poor. They cannot be able to afford this. Now let's not forget that the tax system, you can't just tax someone who is sitting down at home. There is the independent majority, of course. There's the working class. There's the business. You cannot be taxed if you are not making an income. But I believe, okay, the problem is that, well, yes, they are making incomes and all of that, but then now the tax will be too much, and perhaps businesses and private individuals, government workers, and all of that will suffer. Now, if your concern is that you are already poor, the question is, why are you poor?
Who is responsible?
And who is responsible for that? Now, what is your strength? Okay, perhaps we're having the southwest and the southeast and all of these regions not complaining about tax because they're used to the system. We can talk about Lagos State, for example. We can talk about Port Harcourt. We can talk about states that are into trade, shipping in, out, and all of that are probably used to trading. Then are used to taxes, for example. And then we'll say, okay, fine, these people are used to it, the vast majority, and all of that. But now let's bring it down to the north, who have been responsible of making sure you are not poor, that when the government is trying to bring in a tax regime, it becomes a problem. Over the years, I stated this clearly. Is there an able man, the governor in a northern state, or is there anybody that is not supposed to be taking decisions for the north, taking decisions for the north, apart from the general decisions taken at the federal level, which affect everybody in every corner of the country? Now we can also talk about the fact that you're talking about terrorism. Recently, we saw the defense headquarters saying that it is not the responsibility of the military alone, and I agree. We are just knowing recently, for example, I'll use myself, I am just knowing recently concerning the Lakurawa, for example. And here we are having the state governor coming out to say this has been there since, they have been there since 2016.
16.
And you are aware of it. And at the state level, you didn't start combating these people until they start moving, until they are now growing bigger and waxing stronger and probably moving to another state, and you're calling their attention. What stopped the state governor at that time in 2016 from clearing out a small terrorist group? And now it has been given over 8 years, and we know that they are definitely bigger than when they started. So we ask the question, are we really going to sit down and just point at the federal government concerning what is happening in our regions and in our state? Does the government have role? A federal government have, of course, if they bring out policies, it affects everybody. But can the Arewa Consultative Forum sit down proudly without no just cause, point fingers at the federal government, and without it coming back to what the governors and what their states have been out? There are things that the state can partner together with the federal government and achieve. Okay, one of the major power, when we talk about manpower, we can take that down to the north. What does that mean? That you need to focus industrialization in your region. You need to focus on bringing in industry, companies, production to your region, that it will be able to enhance mass employment. It doesn't matter even if minimum wages, or it's just going to be not adequate enough to say, okay, you know what, people are being paid well enough, but you have to bring in a development that majority of your people can benefit from it, no matter how little it is. If a household of 10, because we know their numbers is much, are having 5 employed people, these joint finances together can make a difference. So why haven't the governors over the years and period of time joined and a partner with the with the federal government to bring in certain development? We had Buhari's administration, where we have the Anchor Borrowers scheme, which precisely was targeted for rice farmers at the northern region, and billions of naira was sunk into this project and nothing to show for it. Would we say that everybody that received those grants and money were affected by terrorism? No. There were people that got these funds and didn't do anything about it. And now this money, it can't be accounted for. We are still importing rice. We are still not able to farm rice, even to 50% of our consumption and all of that. So what are we trying to say? I would still say it's selfish, because whether we like it or not, so much has been done to the north. There's been representation at the federal level of northern leaders, so they can't sit down and say they have been sidelined or marginalized, or they will prefer a northern leader, because you've had the opportunity of having one for 8 good years. If nothing has changed, why are you making it look like if it is not a northern leader, nothing will happen in the northern region of the country? We have a proof that even with a northern leader, nothing much will come out of the north. It means that a lot is not being done. The right thing that are supposed to be done. I mean, Stella, sorry for taking so much time to talk, but we have to delve in and look into to things like this, because I believe that I'm still standing on the fact that their whining is selfish, and it's kind of biased for you to come out to an administration as if the taxes are for certain region and some are excluded from it.
You know, the reason why I'm really finding this funny is the fact that, just like you rightly stated, Buhari is not even the first northern leader we've had in the country. And if we want to be honest to ourselves, we know that the North have had its fair share of leadership.
Of course.
In fact, if you ask me, I think that the North had more opportunity to rule this country. We're going to go back even to the military regime,
we had the
up to
prime
the
minister and
at
all of
various
that.
points
Yes.
in time.
Yeah.
So what changed? And just like you know, you made a point in the morning that actually got me thinking. The Arewa Consultative Forum tried to tell us there was something they were benefiting during the Buhari's regime, perhaps, and then maybe the entire country is not aware of. Or what is making you feel that, you know what, you would rather prefer to have a northern, and it's very clear. You're already stating what you want. That it's better we have our own brother there treating us badly, and then we'll keep quiet under the suffering, than to have somebody that is not from the North and regardless. And that was why in the morning I took my time to say, when people were even fighting against the Muslim ticket, you felt that, you know what, after all, we have our brother Shetima. Shetima is exactly. Shetima is a pure northernite. So what makes you feel he can't make an impact?
He can.
What makes you feel he can't bring certain development? What makes you feel he can't do certain things that you feel is not, you know, you can't feel the impact of leadership eventually? But I just hope that we have, you know, groups that are come out and will be, you know, more sensitive to the, you know, the plight of Nigerians presently. Because imagine if we have somebody coming from the south saying the same thing, or somebody from the southeast saying that we prefer to have our brother. Maybe then we'll have the likes of Nnamdi Kanu out of prison. Maybe because we don't have somebody from there, and that's why he's still in prison and all of that. So our fingers are crossed, and we hope that, you know what, just like I said in the morning, I believe they should still be consulting regarding this, and then maybe they'll change their stance regarding who they want to be their president, you know, come 2027. Now, a little shift from politics. I mean, we're having where the, you know, the FCCPC is coming out to say that, you know what, we have substandard sugar. You know, and when I saw it, I mean, I just couldn't help. I think I saw a meme somewhere of somebody saying that they should talk to a particular company that their salt is getting too salty. And you know, it just you know, cracked me up a bit. But then, I mean, looking at this is really something that I believe that NAFTA should also sweep into it. If we are having this Federal Competition and Consumers Protection Commission talking about this, I mean, they made this revelation yesterday, which happens to be Wednesday, regarding the fact that, you know what, we stumble upon substandard sugar, and this was particularly in the southwest and also in the northeast. And I just couldn't help to see, because they said that this is coming from around Cameroon, Benin Republic, and then they said it's coming from Brazil. And then that is to say that tells us a lot about how our borders are for these products to be able to get into the country. And you remember there was a time I laid my concerns regarding the fact that we remember when the CBN governor said there are certain things right now that will open our borders, and then we'll begin to have about over 44 or so items coming into the country. And I said, I hope this will not be a situation whereby Nigeria is now the dumping ground for everything. And we're seeing that regarding this substandard sugar. And we've had cases, I mean, it's either drugs or it's either, you know, certain products you go to the market to buy, and then you discover that it's actually fake, it's not actually the original. So just like I said, I'm hoping that beyond what the FCCPC is doing, now that also, you know, get into it, and then let us get to the bottom of it. Who are the people in charge of this? And then I hope that it has not gone round the market and certain people have not consumed it. We have seen that the disadvantage of this, it can cause blindness and all of that, and this is poison. I remember you know, laying so much emphasis emphasis on the fact that we need to start making our own sugar locally, because I mean the importation is really not good, because we're exposed to certain things we are not, aware of what is the combination of the sugar. But then this is a revelation that the Federal Competition and Consumers Protection are saying regarding this sugar in the market presently.
It shows they're doing their job, Sarah, and that's a good one, because then it keeps everybody's eyes open concerning. And even before this discovery, I know a lot of times we're consuming sugar and the quality drops. It's either is not sweet enough or it's too sweet. I know certain sugar from different brands and companies that you would have to use when in a quantity of maybe tea or any beverage we take, that a teaspoon or two could do. You have to go an extra mile of three before you feel the taste and all of that. Now entirely we are having quantity decrease and quality decrease in when it comes to consumable goods in this country. That is a fact, and it's not surprising that we are having fake products out there until you come across certain videos of how some of these fake products are being made, packaged, and all of that. You won't want to take anything. You would want to start, you will want to have a garden at the back of your house, and then you want to have a farm, you want to start processing a lot of things if you have the means and all of that. But most importantly, I think we need sensitization out there concerning how to be able to know a fake thing, regardless of how good the package looks like. Because we've seen very fake products in good packages that you will not believe, except when you tasted it and then it had a very different taste and all of that. So these are some of the things that is important for us to know. If I fetch a teaspoon of sugar and I put it in my tea, I should be able to know there's something wrong with this sugar, and then I should be able to help myself, my family members, and all of that, because whatever they use is not consumable ingredients. Anything that is fake, it means substandard ingredients are used to create this product or to make this product precisely, and it's definitely going to be poisonous. Before we started the show, you made mention concerning how perhaps we need to go back to scanning codes and all of that to be able to, the NAFDAC started this for our pharmaceutical, most especially our drugs. Certain companies made it a priority that once there's any product, there is how you can scratch and know that it is fake, an original or fake, and then you could scan certain products to be sure that it is original. We need to grow. At the same time, it shows that we are not growing. We are not advancing, when it comes to quality. And it shows, it reveals how backward we are in a sad way, because I should be able to know the difference between a fake product and an original. But we just have we just have so much products out there, the good, bad, ugly. We just have different brands. We will see the name being changed. We mentioned a few
of them, of course.
Exactly, and all of that, except for those who are able to just mimic, and that this is not the original one. There are those that go that extra mile and leave it that way, and it's left for you to know if you're consuming poison or if you're consuming the right thing. I think that so much needs to be done when it comes to the standard of consumables that are out there, because those are the ones that directly affect us. We're talking about blindness here. Imagine a whole family beginning to have certain eye defect just because of the sugar they innocently consume. And sometimes also some of these products are cheaper than the original.
Very
so
true.
I know things are hard, but can we let's just go for the best, most especially for the things that go into our body, and the damage is different. Before you know it, you're waking up tomorrow, your kidney is failing, your liver is failing, and you didn't take so much alcohol, you're not even an alcoholic, you're not, and you're developing problems that is people that are having substance abusers that should be having, and you wonder, is some of these things that we are taking that have so much chemicals and toxics that are not supposed to go into our body. We have our role to play. Thank God we have the FCCPC playing their own role. There is so much that needs to be done. We have the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. What are you doing to make sure that fake producers or manufacturers are not infiltrating your market? because it also matters. It's very important. Imagine if I'm a genuine manufacturer and I am producing biscuit, and I have a fake manufacturer while I am producing 3 million cartons a day. A fake person is producing 2 million, and all of a sudden I have a competition with a fake manufacturer in the market. So what are these bodies doing? What is the trade union doing? But are you just there to sell and make profit, or do you also take it as your responsibility to say, I am not pushing a substandard product in the market? It's not for one person. I think when it comes to everything in this country, if everybody will wake up and do their
his job,
job
true.
100%, will be safe. But everybody is not. That's just the reality of our market in this country.
Of
And I just
course.
hope that we wake up.
True, because I'm seeing a synergy. You make mention of manufacturers, and I think it's high time even manufacturers take charge of their market. Make sure that you are the sole producer of what is in the market,
Yeah.
and then you monitor how your
Exactly.
goods are going in the market, so you
Yeah.
don't have another competition that is actually not there. Number of them don't even have NAFDAC numbers on it.
Yes.
You take certain things, and because it's cheaper, which you rightly mentioned, I think is very, very important that we also look into that. In as much as the FPPC are working individually, do what you can do on your own
Exactly.
part just to
Yeah.
avoid, consuming things that are actually not healthy for your body. Well, Rachel, thank you so much for doing this with me.
Welcome, Sarah.
And also thank you to our producers, and thank you to every other person who made this program a success. We look forward again to doing this together tomorrow. Do have a great day ahead.